You're watching WUFT TV News.
Welcome back to sports. I'm Jack Meyer. We're starting off today's roundup in Hanover, New Hampshire, with a decision that could alter the landscape of college sports forever. WUFT's Reagan Shepard reviewed the decision surrounding a ruling that Dartmouth College's men's basketball players can be considered employees of the university.
According to the National Labor Relations Board, if the team forms a union, players would have the ability to negotiate salaries, practice hours, travel schedules, and other basketball-related activities. The ruling cleared a potential path for student athletes across the country to form unions as well. This would all but mark the end of the NCAA's amateurism model, which limits direct compensation for student athletes.
Look, we support our students on campus. The goal is really to train our students as the next generation of leaders. We have productive working relationships with so many unions, but we believe our athletes are students. We don't give athletic scholarships. We are student athletes here, and we believe our students should be thought of in that way.
A Dartmouth spokeswoman announced that the school plans to appeal the decision. In the studio, Reagan Shepard, WUFT News.
Coming back down to Gainesville, the Buchholz Bobcats girls basketball team made a statement in the opening round of the 6A District 2 tournament on Monday night. The Bobcats came away with a staggering 71-20 victory over the Leon Lions. Buchholz came out of the gates firing on all cylinders, outscoring the Lions 59-11 in the first half alone. Junior guard Jamison Cardwell led the charge for the Bobcats with 23 points, including 13 in the first quarter. Buchholz will now face off against the Gainesville Hurricanes in the district semifinals on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Tonight's high school games will feature some primetime matchups in the boys' district tournaments. In the opening round of the 4A District 5 bracket, the Eastside Rams will play host to the Suwanee Bulldogs, while the North Marion Colts will face off against the Keystone Heights Indians. Both of those games will tip off at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, the Gainesville Hurricanes will take on the Leon Lions in the 6A District 2 quarterfinals. Tip-off time for that game is still to be determined. Tomorrow is National Signing Day, and 3 local high schools will see their student athletes officially announcing their new homes. Newberry wide receiver and 3-star recruit David Schmidt is expected to sign with the University of Florida as a preferred walk-on. Eastside High School and Vanguard High School also have multiple athletes expected to put the pen to paper tomorrow afternoon. Newberry and Eastside will kick off their signing day festivities at 3 p.m., while Vanguard will start theirs at 3:30 p.m. The Florida Gators women's basketball team has officially hit the halfway point in their conference schedule, but the team is still struggling to find its footing. Florida currently ranks 11th in the Southeastern Conference with a record of 2 wins and 6 losses in SEC play. The team had suffered amidst the absence of standout center Rashea Kyle, who has not played since January 7th due to a left knee injury. The Gators have seen multiple strong performances from senior guards Leilani Correa and Aaliyah Matharu over the last 5 weeks, but it has not been enough to keep the Gators in contention for a potential NCAA tournament berth. And finally, the NHL All-Star break has come to an end. The Florida Panthers will return to the ice tonight to host the Philadelphia Flyers, while the Tampa Bay Lightning will hit the road tomorrow to take on the New York Rangers. Should be interesting to see how both squads face out in the final aspect of the season. Yeah.
It's always got to give a go Bolts from up here in Gainesville.
Always got to give a go Cats from down in Miami.
And while each of those teams hope to accomplish big things on the ice down the stretch, there are some people accomplishing big things right here in Gainesville. A high school student is a finalist in a national competition for the 2nd year in a row.
Buchholz High School junior Madeline Irvine will compete in the U.S. Navy Band Young Artist Solo Competition. She will travel to Washington, D.C. in March to play the French horn with the Navy's concert band. Irvine was also a finalist for last year's competition. The grand prize winner will perform as a soloist with the band in May. Irvine started playing the French horn at Fort Clark Middle School, and she had never played an instrument before.
Well, I too have never played an instrument before, but so maybe something big is up in my future.
For sure, for sure.
Before we go, let's get one last check on the weather, Julia.
You know, this is the perfect night to go stargazing, especially at Paynes Prairie. Clear skies tonight. You can even see Jupiter in the sky. Jacket weather for sure if you do end up going outside. Those lows are in the upper 30s. We do have a chance for frost, but of course we are warming up throughout the week as we are seeing that rise into the 70s and the upper 70s. 79 for your Sunday, cloudy skies overall, and then rain for your Monday. Full force back on Monday, dropping again into the 60s.
Thanks, Julia. BBC World News is next, and the PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7.
But your Florida news is always on at WFT.org. Have a great night.
It's incredible. How do you find these things?
On Finding Your